Well, why do you think open data is necessary to be used in commercial insurance?
Yeah, so I remember when I was back at Hiscox, our former chairman, Robert Hiscox, would always say that to analyze or underwrite a risk, the only three things that mattered were who's the client, who is the client, and who is the client, right? So to some extent, like all the other information about the assets of the client, etc., obviously it's important. But really to understand, is this a risk you really want to underwrite or not? It is all about understanding who the client is. And even forget about digitization for a second, right? Yeah. If you just shadow a commercial underwriter, they already use all this data to analyze who the client is, right? So they would go online, they would go to the company, to the client website to understand what they do. They would go to often to Google reviews to understand the reputation of the client. So underwriters already use a lot of this data. Often it's not captured anywhere, which is a challenge we can talk about. But that data is used to understand, is this a client you want to underwrite or not, right? And I think that is the first key decision point when underwriting a risk is, do you actually want to have that client in your book? Then obviously to get to the right pricing, you might use obviously other data points about the assets of the client, which will be only in the information the broker has submitted or the client has submitted, like sums insured and assets, etc. But the first decision, which is this a client that you think it's quotable? It often depends a lot on data that is pulled already from existing sources or from external sources. So then this is a behavior that exists already. So I think the only evolution that is then required is, how do you formalize that through digital workflows, right? Is that information you want to capture? Is that information you want to standardize? Is that information that you want to have rules against to assess, is this the right client for you?